which is really the only slipping and sliding we've seen. It's been pretty good for at least for the cutters and the receivers. We haven't seen anybody's feet come right out from under him.
He did it a third time.
So the kick is a knuckleball, but it lost at the 10, all the way back to the 5. He may have to pick it up and run at the 1-yard line, and he fakes to the left and goes up the right-hand side and has plenty of room and actually turns it into a halfway decent return to the 16. That could have been deadly at the 1-yard line.
And that's the second time that Michael slipped on the kickoff and still managed to get it to the goal line. That time, looked like a busted play almost. He almost broke out there. A little more room on the sideline. That might have turned into something big.
So Memorial Day with the football at the 16 to start off in the second half of play. It's a 21-14 lead, and there's a nice shot of the Blue Thunder. Blue helmets, gray jerseys. Very difficult to see those numbers on the roster. But we do know that Adrian Smith's the quarterback. Smith to the left-hand side, and the whistle blows before Irvin Riley can get his feet going. It looks like it's probably going to be illegal motion. So Memorial Day will start going 5 yards back. Actually, it might have been encroachment.
I'm glad Adrian's got those white sleeves. That makes him stand out. That helps me a little bit. So.
All right, they didn't. What was the call? They didn't count the ball either way. Maybe they were just checking the spot. But anyway, no penalty or nothing there. Nice play fake. Now he goes to the right. Gain of, doesn't get much.
As a defense coordinator, you want to see that. You got 3 white hats and 2 more right behind it to the ball. That always warms the defensive coordinator's heart.
It's a loss of 2 on the play for Irvin Riley, so now they'll have a second and long. That looked like a broken play from the start.
I'm a little surprised they're not working the corners like, it seems to be what they have the best success with and haven't seen do it yet.
Under center, handoff. I think it's Irvin Riley. Riley around the left-hand side.
There you
Riley with trying to get to the corner. You talked about it, trying to get to the corner, and nice gain. Got about 10 on the play, which will still come up a little bit short on the play.
That seems to be what they have the most success with, and I don't know. Maybe they were trying to catch Crusaders off guard, coming out with mixing it up a little bit.
Call it a long 2, maybe 3 yards on the play, but Riley right there. Whipped to the turf by Zach Pendergrass. The replay right there is brought to you by your Savannah Low Country Honda dealers. Quick handoff, same thing. Irvin Riley around the left-hand side. He'll plow forward, and I think he got enough for the first down. Maybe a hard-earned 3-yard gain. That's all he needed was 2.
Again, we're seeing a wide variation of plays. They've thrown the ball. They've done a quick hit. They've tried to hit the corner, and now they've pounded up for that first down.
I think
spreading again.
I think Michael Thompson may try and work on a little possession control. He hasn't really had a possession control offense. The big score was a long target, and the other one was on a penalty. But now he just rolls. His quarterback rolls around, and he's sacked. I know there was Frankie Toole back in there quickly.
And that's definitely a coverage sack. He didn't have anywhere to go to the ball. He had to bring it down and run. And
let's check out your Savannah Low Country Honda dealers replay on that one. I know Frankie Toole had place. Actually, we won't get that for you. Sorry. So it's Adrian Smith. He'll have DeAndre Cooper will spread wide to the right. 21-14. RTCA on top. Empty backfield. Whistle blows and stops it before the snap. We're going to get a timeout already, and we're going to take it. It's our first timeout. We'll be back with more of the third quarter on the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week. Shotgun snap straight back. Adrian Smith around to the right-hand side. He has Irvin Riley, and Riley with a little room. Riley bumps off tackles. Riley crosses the 20, 10. One man to beat. Irvin Riley with a touchdown. 52-yard touchdown for Irvin Riley.
Wow, we've had several of these big plays have been resulted of broken tackles, or missed tackles, I should say.
Take us through the replay here.
Drops back to pass, hits it on the outside. You got somebody comes up here on the that was Patterson came up on there, and then I can't even get the number. 11 is.
I That's Riley's second touchdown. His first one went for 51 yards running. This one went for, 51 yards running. This one went for 52. Those guys on the offensive line starting to get a little bit of a push for Memorial Day here in the second half of action. Quick handoff to the right-hand side. Look at the hole for Riley. Riley breaks a tackle. Riley is finally brought down by Joseph Gilba. You say it. Gilbase. I don't want to I almost said Jill Boss, but I'm like, nope, Gilbase. I'm going to let you say it so it goes down right. Anyway, it's Irvin Riley here with 10. We'll give him 12.
Horse collar
almost
there.
15. Yeah, it was close to.
That's a good open field tackle on Irvin there.
So Jill Base finally making the final tackle. As you can see, the umbrella's going up now. The rain has started back up here in Lyons. We had a lot of it prior to the game, but it pretty much slowed down or stopped by the time we started the game, but it's starting to pick up once again. Man in motion, and he keeps it. Quarterback keeps it himself straight up the middle, and Adrian Smith was a nice gain on the play. Looked like he slipped on the start, but then just kept trucking along, and Adrian Smith with a nice gain.
Again, attacking the middle. Just not what we were expecting. You were talking about Parker Singletary earlier. I saw him in street clothes yesterday, and I couldn't tell that he didn't have his pads on.
He's a big boy.
He's a broad-shouldered young man. Big kid.
Again, giving it to Irvin Riley. Riley on the left-hand side finds a hole and just kind of moves forward. I think he needed about 4 yards. It'll be close to a first down. Let's see where the mark goes. You see the rainfall and how hard it's falling.
Got another flag here to see what we got this time.
It was in place of a hole unless there was a face mask, inadvertent face mask, but right bound on top of the place. Personal foul, yes, that was a face mask. Wow, so that'll tag on 15 more.
I think it's going to be half the distance here. So we're inside the 10. So put this on about the 5, or inside the 5.
Mark it inside the 5, so we're at the 4. I got a feeling it's going to Irvin Riley. Hey, guess who? Irvin Riley walks into the end zone untouched. Touchdown, Memorial Day School. They take their first lead of the football game.
And again, working that middle, they found something they liked there, and they're attacking it.
Check that. Their first touchdown lead of the game. They actually did hold a 7-6 lead. So Riley, +4 and a touchdown.
Looking at that replay, it looks like he was checking out the outside.
So Irvin Riley makes it 27-21, and it will be Adrian Smith to try and tack on the extra point, make it 28-21. First lead of more than 1 point in the game. They led 7-6 after an extra point in the first quarter. The extra point is up and looked like it was a little low to the left. Yeah, no good. So 27-21. Here's your replay brought to you by your Savannah Low Country Honda dealers and almost untouched. So Irvin Riley with a huge football game so far. The senior's showing what he can do for Memorial Day School. 63 yards rushing in the first half. 10, it looks like he has around 25 yards rushing in the second half, plus that 52-yard touchdown catch. So Irvin Riley's working on a pretty good football game right now. 27-21, Memorial Day with a 6-point lead in the third quarter. Winding down the third quarter play. Don't forget to stick with us after the game. We'd like to thank Subway. This portion of the Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week brought to you by your friends at Subway, where winners eat. Grab a footlong today. So they go for 2, Memorial Day School around the left-hand side, and they got it. So Memorial Day going for 2. They're making it 29-21. Obviously, that extra point was waved off because of a penalty.
Say what? We missed something there.
Yeah, I didn't see them throw the flag, but here's your replay of your 2-point conversion as we were thanking Subway. Here's our replay brought to you by your Savannah Low Country Honda dealer. So Honda and Subway and Irvin Riley. There's your touchdown run.
Touchdown.
And that was the touchdown that made it 27-21. So now it's 29-21. Boy, you go back to the how big a game of inches. Robert Toombs Christian Academy had, about 4 or 5 inches for a first down right there, and they gave great field position for Memorial Day on what you can argue whether or not it was a good spot, but the play before was a fortunate spot. So that could play very big with that field position, especially with the rain now starting to come down. We'll see if this game really starts to stay between the tackles.
And this is more and more reminded me of last year's game. I said that already earlier, but last year I thought the Crusaders, it was a tight game, but I thought they held an advantage in the first half, and in the second half you could see it swinging over to Memorial. So far, I think we're seeing the same thing this year, where the Crusaders had it early on.
So the kick is off and fielded by Robert Toombs, and straight up the middle, big hole, and slips hard all the way to the 35-yard line, and that's where RTCA will take over the football on the drive. Here's your replay brought to you by your Swoops. Where is it? There we are. Savannah Low Country Honda dealers, and right up the middle. Just got hit hard. Torrey Patterson may remember that hit for a while.
Yeah, when you're defense, you love these kind of games because the runners don't have good footing, so you love to hit them when their feet aren't planted, and you can slap them around like that.
Frank Toole standing behind his quarterback, Brent Anderson. 29-21. They're going to throw the football in the rain. Rolls around, just too much defense. 2 men had a chance to make a sack there, and we'll see who that was. Like I said, we can't really see the numbers. I know Winston Wright was in on the backfield. We'll see who made the sack, actually, from the right-hand side. Nice play fake. Just too much time.
Bryson Davis got hung up on that pass pattern. I think what he intended to do was hit the quick in and then back out. He was going to V in, V out, and he got held up, and Brent had absolutely no time to let him get open. So good defense by Memorial.
Yeah, you can see that rain coming down now. It is coming down hard here. With a minute left in the third quarter, of play. Pass to the left-hand side. They go right back to they were going to early in the game. Bryson Davis with yet another catch, but
they waved it off.
Brian Miller was in on the sack on the prior play, 51, thanks to our producer-director Dan Flaxer helping point us that out. It's very difficult to read these uniforms, and even more difficult as the rain came. Did they give him the catch there?
No, they didn't. They waved it off.
So they waved the catch off, so now it's third down and the length of Lions to go.
And it's funny because earlier we expected them to throw the ball a little bit more. They weren't doing that when it wasn't raining. Now the rain's picking up, and we're seeing them air it out. Just the timing's not working for them. Earlier they were catching all the breaks. Right now it doesn't seem like they're catching any.
It's also raining a lot harder now than we've seen the entire night. We'll see a timeout here, 46 seconds left. We'll keep it right here as they will take a timeout here in the third quarter. I think Coach Thomas Smith said this is a key area right here. We don't want to give them the ball back again with good field position as we near the end of the third quarter of play. I want to mention I just got word tonight as well, another football game. Let me check out my schedule here. Hilton Head Christian Academy game scheduled for tomorrow night, which was a home game scheduled, I believe. That's been pushed till Monday. So Hilton Head Christian Academy and Bethesda 6-0 going to be undefeated. That game canceled tomorrow. So Bethesda, now let me check that. Where's my schedule? I got all my games in front. Here we go. Palmetto Christian at Hilton Head Christian Academy. That game scheduled for tomorrow has been rescheduled till Monday. Check my text that just came in as we continue to move these games around. A lot of games canceled up in the Low Country. Monday, time to be announced still for the Hilton Head Christian Academy Eagles. So another game canceled until Monday on tomorrow's schedule. So it's a third, and we're going to call it 19. Handoff to the right-hand side and making some room, but a gap that was open closed quickly. Zach Pendergrass on the carry. Bring him fourth, and he might have got about 3 yards, but I think that's about it.
I think you're right in this position in the field, considering what happened on the last possession. He doesn't want to get called back here again with this rain coming down. Let's clear it out and then take our chances in the fourth quarter.
So we're down to 12 seconds. We'll see if they play the final play. Here's your replay brought to you by your Savannah Low Country Honda dealers, and I think that's going to take us. I don't think they're going to snap the football. That's going to do it for the third quarter of play. The horn sounds and the rain continues to come down harder. 29-21 Memorial Day on top of Robert Toombs Christian Academy. We'll be back with the fourth quarter of play right here on the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
This portion of the Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week is brought to you by Ford. Go further.
So it's a fourth down and long to go in a heavy rainstorm. We're not going to hold back anymore. It's coming down hard. Umbrellas are up, fans are getting wet, players are getting wet, and that field is wet. So the snap is good, the punt is held, and the speed is a little slower than normal, but the ball bounces inside the 40. It's not going to roll very much, though. To the 33-yard line, and that's where Memorial Day will start over. And I have a feeling we're going to see a heavy dose of Irvin Riley up the middle. They're going to try and take some time off this clock and see if they can chip away with some first downs. Especially
with the success they've been having, and that now that they can go up the middle, and they've got the middle and the outside, yeah. I doubt they'll put it up anymore. That's probably overstating it. These guys, I don't think they know how not to throw the ball.
That's true with Memorial Day. They're always a big play team. Every year I remember them for my 11 years in here in Savannah, especially the last 8 under Michael Thompson, and they are a big play team without a doubt. So here we go. Handoff straight up the middle, Irvin Riley. Riley just kind of plows forward, finally brought down by Ty Mingle in on the tackle, but
Rochester's going to take some chances on defense to stop this because that's all they're going to see for a while.
Before he gets 5 yards on the play, so a first down, 5-yard gain.
When do I get to say it's a real Donnybrook? Got to work that in somewhere.
All right, here we go. Handoff, guess who? Irvin Riley around the right-hand side. Puts his head down. Actually, check that. That was not Riley that time. If we can hang it. Yeah, that was Makai Cooper on the carry.
Haven't called his number a lot tonight. That might be the first time, is it? Did he carry it in the first half?
So we'll give him 6 on the carry from Makai Cooper. Adrian Smith just waiting as that game clock rolls and waiting and waiting. They're like, let's get out of here and get on them buses back to Savannah with a victory. Handoff, Irvin Riley. Riley with a big hole. Riley pulled down from behind by Jalen Harris. Riley with another gain of 5 on the play.
You were talking about how strong he was earlier. He seems to be just getting stronger.
I haven't seen any lack of footing or anything on this wet field by Irvin Riley. Low base and a powerful runner.
Always puts that hand out when he's running, too. He feels for his lineman, follows his blocking very well.
2nd 5 right at midfield. Again, quarterback Adrian Smith doing a great job of just running this offense, giving it to his big guns in the backfield. And there's one of his big guns. Good defense this time. I know Todd Mingle broke through, but I believe Tyler Ray was in on that tackle, along with Jalen Harris.
Well, that's what we saw a lot of the Crusaders doing in the first half. A lot of hats to the ball. We haven't seen it in the second half near as much.
Gain of none on that one. Thomas Smith continuing to bark out the calls. We're at McClendon Field, correct? Not McClendon Stadium. McClendon Field. 3rd and, we'll call it long. Between 6 and 7 yards to go. Now we have a whistle. Too much time, maybe? Yep. Too much time. We'll keep it right here. 9:24 still. Plenty of time left to go in the third quarter of play. So now it'll bring up 3rd and 11. The officials are doing the best they can to keep the ball dry as long as they can right at midfield. They'll set it down. I can't. I think they'd shock everyone, including me, if they put the ball in the air here.
I definitely would be. I'm
Even
thinking
with the 3rd and long, I don't think we'll see that.
I'm thinking ahead here, though. If they do have to give the ball back to the Crusaders. Crusaders are able to score. We'll come down again to the end of the game with a hanging on the balance of a 2-point conversion.
Very good. Very good. So running out, Adrian loses it. Oh, gets his feet under from under him. He was stuffed for a big loss. Instead, a gain of 7 on the play.
Wow.
Crosses midfield.
Almost pulled that first down.
We're down to about 8.5 minutes left in the go. Not 35 seconds is this clock. Let me point that out. We have 8.5 to go.
Now, what do you do
here,
Ken?
It's an 8-point game.
You're across midfield.
You've played some good defense. You have a quarterback maybe dropping back for a little pooch punt.
They are going to go for it.
Remember, your quarterback's your punter, but he's going under center, so that'll change things. We have about 4 yards to go. Quick handoff. Irvin Riley. Riley breaks free. Riley keeps those legs moving. Gone into the end zone for a touchdown, Memorial Day School.
That's a dagger right there.
Irvin Riley from 47 yards out.
You get him to 4th down, you think you're going to get the ball back, and then you give up that big play. That's a crusher.
Wow.
Now you've got this weather wearing on you. You've got the fatigue of the game wearing on you. Now you've got this mental thing where you've given up the big play. So Crusaders going to have to bounce back.
Right there. Slipped by a tackle and just keeps going. Good speed. Outruns Ben Everett at the end. He's into the end zone for a 47-yard touchdown. Irvin Riley with 3 touchdowns. The extra point is up and it's good. 36-21.
I'm seeing 4 seconds on the clock. That's the fastest fourth quarter I've ever experienced.
8:04 left to go. We have 8 minutes and 4 seconds. 36-21 Memorial Day School. And that'll take us to our timeout. We'll take it as well. We have a timeout to pay the dues here in the fourth quarter. We'll be back with more on the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week. But Ware County, I think they're the class of that region. We'll get to see them play in the final game of the year against Brunswick. Little pitch and a throw. Pitch and throw into heavy double coverage and caught for an interception. Great defense right there and brought down by Winston Wright. Well, they're looking for a flag on the play, but I don't think there is one. So Winston Wright with an interception is second of the game. And Robert Toombs Christian Academy will dip below the 500 mark with a 3-4 record. So it's a handoff around the side with a little bit of daylight. See if he can stay in bounds. Tripped up, breaks a tackle, runs into his own man. Continues to go. Almost looked like he stepped out of bounds, but he didn't. Still going across the 10. Finally out at the 15-yard line. 52-yard run. Who's that on the run? Is that Del Vecchio again on the run? I believe that was Del Vecchio on the run, or Del Vecchio Powell on the run. Give him 53, I believe, on the play, and they're in position. A little fake going around. Check that. We're going to give him 62 on the carry.
We've got a race for the rushing lead tonight.
Del Vecchio Powell, and now Irvin Riley again. Riley's in for a touchdown again with another touchdown. Irvin Riley capping off a performance of the game with a 14-yard touchdown run. So Irvin Riley with his 5th TD of the game. This one a 14-yard touchdown run with 2:40. Wow. So 196, 4 touchdowns for Irvin Riley. Wow. He'll try and kick the extra point now. It's 42-21. The extra point is up and blocked. So 42-21. This will give us a great chance to thank all the people that comes together here for the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week. Thank you to as we check out our Savannah Low Country Honda dealers on the touchdown around the right-hand side. Irvin Riley's in, and the man in the truck calling the plays, Dan Flaxer, our producer. John Chambers, our director here for the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week. Justin Smith running audio for us. And our cameraman, Sean Becker. along with Shantez Harrington, Lonnie Thompson. If producer director Dan Flaxer I'm going to have to ask him to be quiet in there while I do this here. Spencer Thomason, Jeffrey Marks running our red hat. How about Jerry Perlman doing a great job? Becky Smith running our jib camera, giving us some great shots. Mike Todd, uplink generator. Tony Ruffs in master control. Robert Costello doing the job back at the studios, rolling the tape. So thanks to all the crew here on the WSAV Thursday Night Blitz Game of the Week.
We do have school tomorrow.
Well, Ken, if I were Dandy Don, I'd sing Turn Out the Lights.
They've been turned out all right. 42-21, you going to sing for us? Didn't Dandy Don do that one time?
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I would do it, but
go right ahead. The invitation's on.
I'm not Dandy Don, so we're going to.
Nobody was Dandy Don. 196, 4 touchdowns. Add on 52 more yards receiving in a touchdown. That's 5 touchdowns, and that puts them at 248 yards of total offense by Irvin Riley.
Wow, that's an incredible performance by the whole team in the second half. Just totally dominating.
Took over the football game. So the kick is straight ahead, pretty deep, spotted at the 16-yard line. Here comes Robert Toombs cutting back all the way across the 40. I think that was Torrey Patterson, the sophomore, with the return. And we still have 2.5 minutes. We'll see if they try and run a pass play. 42-21, wow. They trailed 21-14 at halftime and kind of took over in the second half. And a wet football field. And I think the power, we talked about how Irvin Riley, one of the strongest player on the Memorial Day football team, they just continued to wear at that line and finally had a lot of room between tackles.
And we really thought it was going to be the speed. That's what we kept talking about. And early on, it did seem to be a factor in Memorial success. But in the end of the day, did exactly the opposite of what we expected. Hitting the middle, pounding it up there, and the strength of Irvin, like you said, really turned the tide, I guess. That way to put it.
Crusaders, the ball on the 40.
So it's a quick handoff straight up the middle. Big hole, too, across the 50 all the way down to the 43-yard line. It's Patterson on the carry, and Patterson with a quick gain of almost 20. We give him 18 yards.
Takes it out first down at the 43-yard line of Memorial.
The clock's 2:28. Clock's running. There's Patterson. What a huge hole.
I'm glad to see the Crusaders are not ready to quit tonight. Showing the little character.
2:17 and counting. Again, quick handoff straight up the middle. Big hole again. This time it's Jalen Harris running the football. So Harris plows forward to, I think he got 11 on the carry.
And the first down, Crusaders.
Give him the first down, so it had to be at least 10. And
every time you get 10, that clock's gone.
Yep. But no, reset it and see if they can go out on a little bit of an up note, maybe putting one more in the end zone before they get out of here.
Well, they're going to be in the playoffs. Both these teams will make it to the playoffs, and just depends on what seed they're going to be. Obviously, Memorial now will have the top seed.
Quick handoff, straight up the middle. Patterson again breaks free through one tackle and just continues to plow forward. And Patterson with another gain of near 10 yards. We'll see where they mark it. I think he was just shy of the first down marker. We'll give him 9. We'll have, hopefully we'll get head coach Michael Thompson up here for a post-game interview along with Irvin Riley. No surprise whatsoever on our performance of the game with 248 all-purpose yards, a touchdown and 5 rushing touchdowns and 1 touchdown catching the football. He took it 52 yards in, and there's Jalen Harris with nowhere to go. As we got to the minute 15, Michael Thompson, there he is. 4 state championships leading the way for the Memorial Day Blue Thunder. Just built a real juggernaut, if you will, here in Savannah for this private school, including winning the last 2 AA Georgia Independent School Association state titles. I had the honor to be at Mercer University in Macon for last year's state championship game. Joy it is to cover this football team, and just a great program they have all together. With starts with their athletic director, Mark Sussman. Here's a pitch around to Torrey Patterson. Patterson cuts it in. Patterson, is he taken out of bounds? It was close.
Another first down.
Torrey Patterson with 13 around the left-hand side as we check out your replay, brought to you by your Savannah Low Country Honda dealers. A couple good blocks, and Patterson just kind of running around. That'll reset it at 43. We'll see how quickly they come to the line and see if they can push one in here, at least get a touchdown to give them some momentum on the way out. Clock's running. Snap, they're going to play fake around the right-hand side and tries to get it, almost picked off. Pass interference, I think, will get on the play. He's trying to hit his target. Was that going for Bryson Davis again?
I don't think that was Davis this time.
It's Ty Mingle, excuse me.
Did they throw? They did throw the flag, didn't they?
There was a flag in the back. I think it was pass interference.
I think any other night, not when you look at the stats that Robert Toombs is going to have, I think they would probably be pleased with him. But tonight, it's
the big plays,
not near enough.
Too many big plays, and Irvin Riley was just untouchable in the third and fourth quarter.
Yeah, he had a game in 2 quarters, didn't he?
Yeah, he pretty much had all of it, except he had the 1 touchdown catch in the first quarter play, but 4 touchdowns here in the second half of play. All on the ground. Excuse me. 1 was through the air. The first one was on the ground in the first quarter of play. So it's at 22 seconds. I see Toby Upshaw in the backfield, standing behind his quarterback, Brent Anderson. In fact, Upshaw is the only one in the backfield. Pitch out to the right-hand side. Check that. Cutting up. Torrey Patterson, all the way down to the 2, I believe. We'll see if they rush to the football.
We're going to take the timeout and try to get the score in.
They're rushing it down to the. They're going to rush the football. They're down to 10 seconds. We'll see if they can get it off in time. I believe they're going to give it to Torrey Patterson, except they spiked the football. So they're going to try and score here. I like it. I like at the end, get some momentum before you get out of here, see if you can get a touchdown. Always helps morale of a football team, and we'll see what the play call is. We'll see if they bring in Jalen Harris and give it to him out of the backfield, try and run it up the middle.
I'd just like to, I've been able to do this a couple of times, Ken, and one of the things I wanted to congratulate you on is I'll tell you have a great team, and the help you get from the truck is amazing.
Dan Flaxer, our producer.
Dan Flaxer is amazing.
His comedy routine. Handoff, it's Torrey Patterson plowing forward, and Memorial Day School is going to come up with the momentum as they stuff him on the 1-yard line. And that'll clear the clock. The game's over, and they're stuffed on 4th down, and that was typical of the way the second half of play went. So your final is 42-21. It was an Irvin Riley show with a touchdown in the first half, 4 touchdowns in the second half, 1 from the air, and 3 running the football.